life, which makes your life sad, filled with grief and suffering, you can't displace it with a better one in order to make this kind of balance, in order to live your life happily. Postmodern novelists use this concept heavily in their novels, especially Juju Moyes in her widespread, very famous novel, Me Before You. In Me Before You, Juju Moyes uses all of these elements by using important characters. Every character is symbol of every one of you. For example, the hero, his name is William. As you see that William, in the past experience, he was a very prosperous man. He is living his life to the fullest, happy life, rich, handsome, and businessman, but suddenly, so from the beginning, his life dominated, controlled by eros, but later on, there's an accident happened to William, which makes his life dominated by Cantos, and now he feels that it's not important to live his life. So he
translated these works that he publishes into English. So he writes in French and in English at the same time. The historical background of self-translation. Is self-translation something new? Well, it is not something new. The practice is as old as the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, because we have self-translation was one of the means by which knowledge was transferred from Latin to a variety of European languages, like French, Italian, Spanish, German, and English. But we shed light on it now because the critics took it into consideration in the 1990s. So the practice is already there in the Middle Ages, in the Renaissance, but the phenomenon did not receive considerable attention by critics until the 1990s. Until then, they start to consider it a branch of literary studies. Types of self-translation. We have two main types of self-translation. We have simultaneous self-translation and consecutive self-translation. Simultaneous self-translation يعني ترجمة شخصية متزامنة. So the author writes in English and he translates into Arabic, for example, at the same time. So here we have the process of writing and translation goes together at the same time. In consecutive self-translation,
the genre on the line and even culture. And nowadays we are familiar with that, of course, from culture. One more thing is that both of them, they use artistic expression. They use a stream of thoughts. They use self-recognition. They use values and objectives. I'm going to specify my discussion about the camera angles and movements and how those angles and movements are producing the effect of a shot, an effect, or the message in general. Okay, you know that filmmakers wanted to convey a message, wanted to, for example, for entertainment or sometimes for certain objectives. So we are seeing or we are watching the movie through that eyes, the eyes of camera. So the eyes of camera is the important thing in film production, in cinematography. So the camera angle is the position of the eye camera, how to put or to place that position to have that message.